Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. This end of day report is for trading on Tuesday, February the 21st, 2017. All right, this end of day report is jumping right into it. Let's look at gold. You see gold futures here. We are at 1235.90. The market seems to be holding on. It's just waffling in and out of the Kumo cloud, trying to build the base for a rally. So we're looking and keeping our eye out for any hint of negative momentum, which we've been doing, and you haven't really seen it manifested. We've had some intraday dips like we did in the earlier trading session today, but the market just repaired itself right back. So showing some resiliency here in the gold on the daily chart. Taking a look at the weekly chart, and you can see it's still inside the Kumo cloud, but it is trading around this resistance level. So this is a little concerning. We're going to need to be able to close back above the 1240 level. That should put an end to any intraday downtrending. So we're going to be watching this one very carefully. This week I'm not expecting too much to happen because it's a shortened trading week. But whatever does happen this week will set the stage for next week. So we got our eyes open and watching on this one. I'm expecting some more upward movement. Like I said, we do need to get a close, though, above that 1240. We're going to need to do it. And I think if we can do that, then gold has a good chance to make a run at 1300. So we're watching that one and the days to come. Also taking a look at the silver futures, pretty much the same story here. Here we are. Silver needs to maintain a strong close above $18. All right, we can't break down at this point. It needs to hold and maintain, and it has a good shot of a run at 19. All right, and then if that happens, then we're going to clear the way for a run back up to 20 and 21. So that's what we're looking at in the next couple of days for that one. However, the big one today, believe it or not, is the natural gas. Natural gas futures, look at that. Continuing to sell off. The question is going to be, can it find some support in this level? Can it and then follow the ramp back up to a good solid close above $3, or is it going to continue, crash below the Kumo cloud, and get back into the $1 handle? It has not seen the $1 handle since 2015. So we have to go back basically 2 years to find the lows here of a buck and some change. So even though we're at a new low now, you know, a new 52-week low, the question is, are we going to continue this decline, or is it going to find some support? It is not uncommon for markets from time to time to hit new 52-week lows or new 52-week highs only to quickly reverse therein. So we're going to be watching this to see what happens with the natural gas, but it does look good. I will show you what I mean. Here is DGAS. This is the inverse ETF going into the cash side of the commodity. And you can see here a nice gap up on the weekly chart. So we're looking at going into around the $7.50 range before hitting any kind of major resistance. But if it clears that, then the next run is at the bottom of the Kumo cloud. And you're talking getting into the $12 range. And this is on the weekly chart. So we got action in the DGAS. Looking good going forward. Let's see what else we got. We talked about the gold futures, but we didn't talk about UGLD. UGLD on the weekly is also in play. We got upside resistance around the $11 range. So if this market can get up to $11 and close above that, we're going to hit this little air pocket at this $11 range. So between 11 and 11.10, we'll say 11.07, we got massive resistance at the bottom of the Kumo cloud. But if it can punch through it, right, and we get a good solid close above 12, then this could run back up to that $14 and $15 level. I think 15 is in play. I think it's just going to cut right through the cloud like a hot knife through butter. So we'll have to wait and see. But it's all contingent upon what the futures do. But if gold's going to make a run to 1,300, it's going to take this with it. And we're definitely getting to 15, maybe even 20 in the UGLD. Moving right along, let's see. This is one that came up today, URRE. Let's see. This one's tough to see on the chart. But you can see it's kind of just leveling off here. It's in a trading range. It's in a wide trading range between $4 and $1.62. So that's a wide range for this one, and it's a very, very wide cloud. So you're looking at like an $8 cloud on top of a $4 trading range. So this one hasn't decided what it wants to do yet on the weekly chart. But it has potential. We'll have to watch it and see what we can get out of it. The next one is URE. Not URE. That's not what I wanted. What do I want? I want... let's just go to GDX. Alright, looking at the junior miners. They're hanging in there too. We got green on the screen. We're still in the Kumo cloud. Need a good solid close here above that 42.50 level. That'll put it into the downtrend on the weekly chart and give us a good solid run to 50. So that's what we're looking for now on the junior miners. Should find some good strong support around the $38 level and the $36 level. So you got a $2 worth of support caked into the move. So as long as the market can stay above that, I think we'll be fine. I think the true test, though, will be if the market on a weekly basis closes below the momentum trend line support. If that happens, then it puts these two trend line supports in play to the downside. And then we'll need to survive that and bounce back up again. But in order to avoid that, stay where you're at and just cut through this cloud. And the miner should be go with upside potential to $50 on the GDXJ. So the next thing to look at excuse me, here is the US dollar. US dollar looking strong again, wants to power up. Looks like the target is 106. If it can get a close here, a good strong close above 102, 106 is in play. And that's huge. That would mean that all things being equal, that Bitcoin should take out the 1150 all-time high and close above that. So I think that's what we're looking for. I think it's probably waiting for the Bitcoin to do that. If Bitcoin closes above 1150, then the US dollar just needs to close above 102. All right, so US dollar 102, Bitcoin 1150, and then we're off to the races. Bitcoin could go as high as 1500, and the US dollar index could go as high as 106. So that's what we're looking at there. As far as the health of the US stock market goes, we keep hitting new highs each and every week. Look at this NASDAQ. All right, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is now the 8th week of hitting new all-time highs and new gains. All right, so 8 weeks of rally, no pullback at all. This is a strong market. As a matter of fact, it's so healthy, it can sustain a pullback to 52.18 and still maintain its bullish momentum. That's how much power you have in the NASDAQ 100 right now. All right, so we're watching this one. It's still looking powerful. All systems go for a continuation pattern for next week. And we really haven't even lifted off yet, really. This thing is just now lifting off. 56 is now in play. 5,600. Unbelievable. Can't even believe I'm saying that. Looking at volatility. Volatility is just straight up. It's moving with the NASDAQ right now. Lockstep with the NASDAQ. Having a little bit of a dip in correction right now, so we're not sure where we're going to go from there. So the question will be, are we going to see a correction here first that signals the correction in the stock market? Well, we don't know yet, but we're going to keep our eyes and ears open. We should be able to know if we close below the blue momentum line, then we know that this is ready to pull back and correct. And if it does, then the XIV should go down to 52.75. And that will take the stock market down with it. So that's what we're watching for. We're going to look and see what happens here. But this is an interesting chart here. Are we setting up a base for another leg higher like we did back here and like we did back here? All right, third time's a charm. Or are we topping? That's the question. Or are we topping? We'll have to wait and see. But with that said, we still need to look at crude oil. Let's take a look at oil before we wrap it up. Everyone's talking about the oil. Here we go. On the weekly, the oil's trying to lift up. It's trying to get that close above 55 that we were talking about. A close above 55. We can close above 55, then that would set the stage for a run at 60. However, it's looking like it's still struggling around here. All right, 55 is strong resistance. A puncture above it sets the stage for 60, 65, maybe even 70. But if we continue to fail here, then you know we're coming down to the Kumo cloud. That's a drop below the trend line. That's back into the low 40s, even $45 handle. A test of this support. Let's see what happens. There's a lot of interesting things going on here. So with that being said, remember, come on over to pulsewavetrading.com where you can learn how to trade the markets, learn how to provide an income, a consistent income for you and your family, learn how to hedge your physical portfolio, and the most fun part of it all is learn how to benefit by what the Fed and central banks do or fail to do. PulseWaveTrading.com. Remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. Peace.